Hey, my fellow Americans. Today, we're going to be watching a video on MAGA voter sends message to Trump from CNN, okay? So you know it's going to be biased because it's on CNN. I'm fair with that. I'm fair. CNN is biased. But let's see how it goes, man. I'm interested on how this is going to go. Now, granted, I don't hate Donald Trump. I admire the man. I do admire the man. I just don't like his politics. That's all. But he's still a fellow American. And whoever, still a fellow American. That's how I see it. And hopefully, whatever he does help the country. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Subscribe, turn on post notifications. Smash that like button. And let's get right into it. Crack my liquid death. You know how that go. They need to reach out and sponsor me. Because, Jesus Christ, I be drinking a lot of these in the video. But these liquid deaths be good. Hopefully they ain't doing nothing to me crazy. But let's go.
Fallout from the cuts by Elon Musk and his Doge team. President Trump got more than 70% of the vote in Wood County, West Virginia last November. But some people who find their federal jobs in limbo now say they regret supporting him. Randy Kinney has more.
Anderson Cooper been around for a long time. He'd have been around for a long time.
This flag is behind there. This was the flag Jennifer Piggott proudly hung outside her home during campaign 2024.
We had the flag. I had the shirt. I was a MAGA junkie.
A MAGA junkie who thought her government job would be safe with Donald Trump in office. She was wrong.
I cried. It's scary, it's a really scary thing, and I was embarrassed. He's a good boy.
Piggott was a
I want y'all to wonder if anybody who didn't vote for Donald Trump has any empathy for the people that did vote for Donald Trump. When they say things like this, he told you all over the campaign what he was going to do. I lack empathy for her situation. I truly do. You knew exactly what he was going to do. You know exactly what he was going to come in and do. Talking about, they got a protest going on April that we supposed to go to. Black people, stand down. Do not go. Let everybody else go protest. We did our part. 80% of black men voted for Kamala. 90% of black women voted for Kamala. We did our part. We did our part. We did our part.
Fired last month from the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service, based here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. The reason given for the firings of 125 probationary employees at the Bureau? Poor performance.
Wow.
I had my last review on the 31st of January, and I had the highest rating that you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
But according to a billionaire, you're a poor performer. According to a billionaire whose stuff is, whose companies are going down, 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 you're a poor performer. My fellow Americans, everybody running the office right now are billionaires.
You voted for Donald Trump.
I did.
Do you regret that vote?
Yes, I do. To cut the views of working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. I expected more from President Donald Trump.
Since speaking out, Piggott says she's received death threats and her home has been egged. This woman asked us not to show her face for fear of retribution. She recently retired from the Bureau of Fiscal Service because she was afraid of losing her health insurance if she was fired. She also voted for Trump. Would you still have supported him? Turn your best idea.
I'm not sure that I would have. The way that it's been done, I'm for balancing the budget, that type of thing, but not in this context. It's just not right.
Earlier this month, a federal judge ordered half a dozen federal agencies to immediately offer thousands of probationary employees their jobs back. But this week, the Trump administration asked the Supreme Court to put that judge's ruling on hold.
Hold up, y'all. Hello? Yeah, this is him. Oh, Oh, bet. I totally forgot about that. I really did. Is the 15th cool on a Tuesday? Yeah. Okay, is this the one in Fairfield? Gotcha. Yeah, I'll be there. Is it? Am I gonna do it with you? Okay. All right. You're welcome. What's your name? Oh, Asia, you got a pretty voice. You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye. My bad, y'all. Let's go.
And stop those employees from returning to work. Eric Engel is a representative for the National Treasury Employees Union.
They are fully reinstated, all 125 of them. They are on paid admin leave.
Now they're getting paid for not doing their job. So did the government really save any money here?
Not at all, no. That's not, I personally don't believe that was ever the point, but they're not saving any money from these probationary and trial period employee firings. This has nothing to do with eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse.
The Bureau of Fiscal Service.
So you hear him saying it, like now they got to pay all them workers that they fired back again. This is stupid.
Service employs more than 2,000 people here in Parkersburg. People we spoke with told us it's considered the place to work. Jobs at the Bureau are hard to come by, and people have always believed it was one of the most stable employers. Rhonda Bragg is another probationary employee who was fired from the Bureau. She didn't vote for Trump because she feared something like this might happen.
A lot of people who voted for Donald Trump lost their jobs now. What do you think about that? What do you want to say to them? You know, at first I wanted to say, when all this happens, you deserved it. At the same time, they're in the same spot that I am. And I honestly don't think any of us deserved it. It's not even $50,000 a year. You know, it's not that much money. I'm blue collar just like the rest of them in this valley.
In a statement regarding the reinstated employees, a spokesperson for the Treasury Department told us they are weighing how best to consider their performance, Treasury's operational needs, and the Trump administration's government-wide effort to increase efficiency. That's hardly any consolation to Jennifer Piggott and her family.
If you could say anything to President Trump now, what would you say? I expected better from you. I really did.
Oh, we all do, you know. Well, you know, maybe he'll do better next time. I feel bad, though. I do feel bad. I'm not laughing at this lady. I really do feel bad. People expected the man to come in and do good things, and he lied to us. Lied to the public. But see, the people who didn't vote for him, like me, knew he was lying the whole time. We knew he was lying.
Expected that you would do what was right and cut waste and fraud and all of those things that you promised us before we elected you in office, but you're not doing that. You're creating...
To him, you are the waste and fraud. Think about it. Think about what they're cutting back on. That's the waste and fraud to them. Usins.
A disaster, and I don't know what America's going to look like if this continues.
You ready to get joins us now? What's next for those federal employees?
Well, Anderson, they're really in limbo as they wait for their case and their reinstatement to be appealed. Since it is on appeal right now, they're not even sure if they're going to have a job to go back to. But in the meantime, the union rep we spoke with said that he believes these firings are actually illegal. He said that the Trump administration was required to give them 60 days notice, which he says they didn't. He also said that the firings were performance-based, and he said these people performed well, their conduct was excellent, and there was no reason to fire them.
Elon Musk and his merry band of government cost-cutters speaking out in a group interview, the billionaire calling his mission nothing short of a revolution, and claiming those who protest the loudest over, say, potential gaps in Social Security checks are, quote, fraudsters. And it comes at a time when some are displaying their anger at Musk in the form of Molotov cocktails at Tesla dealerships. Let's get right to CNN's Kevin Liptak at the White House for the latest on this. Good morning, Kevin.
Yeah, this interview is so interesting. We have seen a lot of Elon Musk over the last several weeks. What we haven't seen is much of this Doge team that he's been working with to cut down the size of the federal government, and that was what was so unique here. Seeing these 7 men, they're all men, try and explain what exactly they have been trying to do. Absent, I would note, was Amy Gleason, who the White House says is the acting administrator of
My guy acting like he uncomfortable breathing. Hope he okay.
DOJ. In a lot of ways, this was something of a public relations exercise as Musk works to explain why he's cutting so many jobs within the federal government. Listen to what he said on that particular topic.
Stop scrolling if you've been in an accident, because everything you've been told about getting a settlement is about to change.
And President Trump's been very clear, it's scalpel, not hatchet, and that's the way it's getting done. You've heard a lot of news about risks, about people getting fired. At this moment in time, less than 0.15, not 1.5, less than 0.15 of the federal workforce has actually been given a RIF notice. So they're selected if they're it is basically almost no one's gotten fired.
So Musk says in this interview he wants to reduce the federal deficit by $1 trillion. That's about $4 billion a day. He says in the context of government work, he's working at lightning speed, but that he would like to be going much faster. And he says that he thinks that this will all take 130 days, which, by the way, is exactly the amount of time a special government employee is allowed to serve within the federal government. Elon Musk is a special government employee. We also heard him defend these planned cuts to Social Security, which has been a big question that's been hanging over this DOJ effort. Remember, Musk called Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme in the federal government. Now he's saying that he thinks that these cuts will actually make things more efficient for Social Security recipients. Listen to what he said on that front.
Okay.
What we're doing will help with their benefits. Legitimate people, as a result of the work of DOJ, will receive more Social Security, not less. I want to emphasize that. As a result of the work of DOJ, legitimate recipients of Social Security will receive more money, not less money. All right, I want to emphasize that and let the record show that I said this, and it will be proven out to be true.
Now, when it comes to these government payments, the message seems to be that they want to make the system work better. You heard from Joe Gebbia, who's the founder of Airbnb, saying that they want this system to be an Apple Store-like experience. Of course, that sounds great in theory. It's all, of course, John, in the execution.
Wow.
Yeah. You have to go in and make an appointment for 3 days from now, like the Apple Store. All right, Kevin Liptak at the White House. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this ain't looking too good, y'all. This ain't looking too good. But, like, again, how can you be like the people that are sad and frustrated? You voted on this. You voted on this, so now we got to deal with it. I'm going to be fair. He's only had 2 months into the administration, and he's getting right to everything he wants to do. But we definitely got to give it time. Maybe as it pans out, people will get rehired back. Things will start going better. Maybe the tariffs will be a positive thing. Who knows? All I know is that sucks. Hey, I'm out.